Hey guys, B Twice here. Today is Monday, August 2nd. I hope everybody had a good and profitable trading day. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Elliott wave theory analysis of Crowdstrike Holdings, a cybersecurity company that happened to be a request of somebody watching the videos, and it happens to be a company that I'm also fond of. So I figured I would throw it up here on TradingView. We'd get an Elliott wave count of it. We'd analyze a little bit and see, hey, is there a position that we could take in this company to try to ride the next wave up if there's going to be a next wave up? So let's take a look at what we're seeing here. So going back to the COVID lows, we're actually in a cycle wave three, and we're looking to finish off that cycle wave three. But let's take a deeper look at this. So we have a trend line, an uptrend line that we've been respecting since the COVID lows. That's a really good thing. We haven't broken this uptrend line. And when we actually go through this wave count, we see that we might be pulling back close to it again. That's a really good thing. So let's take a deeper look at this. So since the COVID lows where we were in our wave two bottom, we had a 5-wave impulse up to the upside for an primary wave one. We pulled back for a primary wave two. We had a 5-wave impulse up for a primary three. We pulled back for a primary four. And then we've had a 1, 2, 3, and now we're in the process of pulling back for a 4. So now someone looking at this chart who doesn't know a lot about wave theory might say, hey, you know what, why are we looking to go long on a stock that is so high in the wave count, right? Like we're pulling back for a 4 of a 5 of a 3, right? So we're about to top for a 5 of a 5 of a 3, meaning that there's going to be a relatively big size correction coming sometime in the near future. Well, if we were to look at just about any stock in the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq, or probably across the market in general, when the S&P 500 or the Nasdaq do correct, they're going to take all of it with it. So most of them right now are tracking to be close to wave fives of themselves. Maybe they're in a 5 of a 3, maybe they're in a 5 of a 5 and they're going to have a deeper correction. Who knows? But with that being said, it could be months away. It could be years away. Nobody knows. So there's still dips that can be bought, and it's our job to use wave theory to tell us where are we going to buy these dips. So with that being said, we have this uptrend line that we've been respecting. It looks like we're going to take a dip back towards it. So now where can we get an entry? Because the price target for our wave 3 is 290 a share. We're trading somewhere in this 260 range. The all-time high was 272, so there's still a good amount of room to run up. We just want to make sure that we're buying a dip. So let's dive into the micro analysis to see where can we get this dip entry. Okay. So here's this uptrend line. Here's the wave two bottom, the last wave two bottom that we had. We've popped up for a 1, pulled back for a 2, popped up for a 3, 4, 5. Now, if you look at this, our wave 3 hit the 1.618% extension perfectly. Very common in wave 3. So we've checked that box knowing that, hey, we're pretty certain that we're in this wave 4 downtrend right now based on the fact that this wave 5 top, which is a wave 3, perfectly hit this 1.618% extension. So now let's try to figure out where is this dip going to occur. So we've pulled down for an A, we've popped up for a B, and we've pulled down for a C. So now we've already had an ABC move to the downside, and we've actually hit the 23.6% retracement perfectly. So we may have already bottomed. So now wave 4s, if you don't know much about wave theory, wave 4s generally bottom somewhere between the 23.6 and the 38.2% retracement. They can go all the way down to the 50%. They could be as shallow as the 14%, but for all intents and purposes, the most common to see is between 23.6 and 38.2. And if you can get in at 38.2, that's a great spot to buy. So what we've seen so far is we've had a 3 swing, meaning that if you were to take an entry today, that's a perfectly great dip buy spot. As you can see, we rallied off of it perfectly, which is exactly what wave theory is telling us is going to happen. Obviously, we pulled down. We got just a little bit below 23.6, and then we ultimately rallied above it. So now what we could be seeing is that we could be in a complex correction, meaning that we're going to pop up for an X and we're going to pull back for a Y. If we're really lucky, that's going to happen because basically our X is going to stall somewhere right around the B, and then ultimately we're going to head lower, and it should take us down to this 235 range. If we can get in CrowdStrike at 235, that's a blessing because we're going to be ripping from there on a 5-wave impulse to the upside to somewhere around this 290 range. Now, is that guaranteed to happen? No, it may not. We might have already bottomed today. So with that being said, anywhere in this area now, even if we get a slight retracement at open tomorrow, there is a possibility that this is a 1 and we're pulling back for a 2. That's also a perfectly good dip buy spot because right now we're pretty close to our stop loss and our upside is still pretty big. So what is our stop loss? So our stop loss is going to end up being our wave 1 top because we don't want to see our wave 4 cross into that territory. because we are technically right now, even though we're in a higher degree 5, we're in a higher degree 3. We just really don't want to see that happen. So with that being said, if I'm going to take this trade, I do want to see a little bit more downside. I want to see it come back into this pink box. If it does come back in this pink box, I will then ultimately be taking the trade, and then I'll use my stop loss as this wave 1 top, which was 227. So I hope this all makes sense. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and drop a line. If you want to request a chart, go ahead and put a comment. I'll get to as many as I can, especially if they show a good setup. If you like these videos, go ahead and hit like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.